ever wanted to just have a base where you didn't have a loader but still get ore and just refine it? Well, that's what this does. You'll see in a bit. Where is the ore going? It's disappearing. Where is it all going? I wish I had a grabber on this slot. But in this video, I'm going to be showing you how to make which I like to call a hipster storage system. Why is it called hipster? Well, it's based off of Minecraft. Something like a hipster, piston door or something like that. And this is similar to that, where it's fully invisible. This is what it looks like when it loads, by the way. That's it. And then you may be asking, how am I going to load my car? Well, simply by just going on my seat, and if you look at the back, you will see that, hey, it just straight up just appears. That was no cut, by the way, and it's still appearing, just like that. How is this happening? Do I have creative mode? What's happening? Well, it's all done by a machine, and there's just like 2 parts, and off I go. That's it. Well, how does it work? So, let's begin. So this is my new base I've been working on for the past few days. It is quite literally meant to be an invisible base, literally. Like, from far away, you literally can't even see it. And I really like it. And it has an invisible loader and unloader system. It's only visible if you can notice that, and let's say you put your mouse over it. But other than that, it is almost invisible. And it's pretty compact as well. I'm gonna say that. So it's really compact. So how does it work? Well, it uses storage boxes. Storage boxes are something that's been added like just a few updates ago. I wasn't really there for that, but how they work is they literally you can just put items into them, and it will take those items in, and it can take up to 250 items. Now it just disappeared, and then it just went through. I have the thing on right now, I think. Also, I have a command system. So if I look over here, you will see that there's now something inside here, and when I press load, it will unload that, and that will be sent through into the machine. Right now this will not go through because it has I have a filter there so that it stops it from, let's say, going through. So let me just remove this. There we go. It's not supposed to be there anyway. I'll put it here. And the way all this works is basically, if you have an interactor going into a storage crate or storage drawer, I keep calling them crates, they basically output whatever is in the crate, and depending on the power input of them, let's say from 1 to 10, it will output 1 to 10 items, which is really neat. You can use that because it teleports the item in front of it, and that's a very good thing. So let me do something. Let me turn off the unloader, and then I go over here. It is now inside there. Now if you see here that there's a big gap between the car and the thing, so how does it load it in? Well, that's because when you unload something, it has a huge gap in between. Right now it won't really load because this is a proximity sensor, and only if I go stand where I would be in the car, as you can see, it spawned all the way up here, well within the car's storage place, well within in here. Like, what can I say? It just works. Like, that's a very cool way to load a car, and a very fast way to load a car as well. Like, it is very evenly distributed because it spawns right at the middle and right at the bottom. So it will either push stuff upwards by itself, as well as it will push stuff outwards from the middle, and it will fill up your car very evenly, which is like just another a good part about this loading system. And it's practically invisible. Now you may be asking, how are you building underground? Well, that's because of a recent basement update. You can now build underground. This is not even like the lowest part. If you go to expand property, you will be able to buy a basement for Robux or 125,000. It's pretty expensive, but it's also pretty worth it. And I have it set to the entire plot because, again, this is another like one plot build. I just love one plot so much. And it goes much deeper than that. If I go to the bottom, this is what the bottom looks like. It's a very big space, so I can do a lot more here. Let me just show you guys how I made this. So to make this, you're gonna need 2 storage drawers, and that costs around 50,000. One is for input and one is for the output. You can actually put multiple storage drawers for the input, but you'll also have to make this the conveyor system larger as well. I am using a, what do you call this, the industrial sander, as well as, if I can get it, we're using an industrial sander merged with a alignment conveyor, and that helps it basically fully just join together. So it helps like to get all the wood, and it works really well for wood also. So all the wood gets evened out, they get centered, and then they get turned into the logs, and then they get put straight into this, where it gets like through the machine, and it works great. That's that part. Let me put this back. So that's for wood. And then we have the planker machine right here. It's much bigger than the ore, like the refinery and the forge. Once it goes through those two, once the wood gets sawed, it then gets planked and it gets put out straight into the output storage drawer. And there's I also merged the refinery. No, I can't really select it, but you get the point. I have the refinery as well as the industrial forge merged well within, so that it like even ores can just work the exact same way. And in fact, they work better in this, honestly, than wood. Wood is the more trickier thing to get to working, so that's why I had this whole merging system. And just by looking at it, I'm pretty sure you all can build it, but you may be questioning yourself about how to make the logic. Well, the logic is also pretty simple. I have it all laid out. So red means wire, when it's on, it's gonna have an output, and white here means when it's off. And this is purely just for making the chat system. So this is for when I'm unloading it, and I should have a filter here so that only I can use it. Right now other people can load and unload stuff. That's honestly fine. It doesn't really matter to me because I have to be here nearby anyways for it to work. So that's fine. I don't really mind that. The way this works is there's a T flip-flop from the chat commander, and this either turns on or off. Right now it is on, which is why that's there. And when I press unload, now the unloader is off, just like that. And now the T flip-flop is off, and this will turn off this automatic pulse system, like pulsar, which gets the storage drawer to output stuff. And the way this is set up is basically the chat commander turns on the T flip-flop. It then goes to this frequency over here, and I've set it to 1 second so that it can like evenly distribute it out and have enough time in between, and so that it doesn't overflow. And this will basically turn the input signal on and off every 1 second. So if I turn it on, see, input is 10, and so it will output 10 for like 1 second on and 1 second off, like that. That works great. Then I have an AND gate here with a proximity sensor so that it only works when I am nearby. That way you don't really like unload stuff accidentally when I'm far away and like make this place overflow. That'll be very useless. And so it does that, and then the output of that AND gate then goes to the interactor. And the interactor, we have to define range. Well, you don't need anymore because You don't need it to attach it to the thing. You can just use define range, but it works nonetheless, and it works great. Honestly, like this works really good. It works way better, and you have to make sure that this storage drawer, as you can see, it goes almost a bit more up than the car spawner itself, but car spawner is also underground fully, and you have to like just if you do it by testing, you have to find the sweet spot, which is I think like one stud, basically the same height as the car spawner. Make it the same height, and that will make it spawn just above your truck. I actually want to show you guys how it cuts trees as well. So you don't want to put the whole thing in. You can accidentally put the whole thing in. It's not recommended. I can't wait for something like a saw machine. That will be really nice. Something that can like cut stuff automatically, including like stone and stuff. We just need like a saw machine in general that can be toggled on and off. I like to just make sure like it's all small pieces. I have the loader on. I turn it off by just putting the command, just like that. If I had the grab, I could just throw them on here, but it's the same thing. Now you may be asking, like, what if I don't want it to take stuff in? Well, you can actually lock this loading system from here. So you can do it from above as well, but you can lock it with auto logic. But right now it's a bit bugged, so where like it doesn't unlock it afterwards. As you can see, there's like a lock over there. If I can press to unlock it and lock it, you have to like unlock it manually. If you lock it with logic, it's a bit weird, but I think it will get fixed soon, and then I'll have a more updated video on that when I make this thing even better. But right now I'm just showing like how it all works. And as you can see, it does now have 18 loose trees inside of it, like so. And then I can just say load, and it will just load all of that. Whoop. Slowly but surely. Yep. The alignment conveyor helps a lot to make sure that every single piece gets through. And I should also just block this part out so that stuff like that doesn't happen. But yeah, everything got put out. And then I can just go to my car. Unloader is on, as you can see from my last message. And I can just stand here. And we should see, yep, wood just appear. Straight up, like just straight up magic. Still outputting the wood because of like all the things. Still outputting it. If I go out of the car, as you can see, it just expanded. And I think that's all of it. And I can just drive away, and if there's anything left in there, it will not get output until I get back there, which is really sweet. And I can just sell it right here. Like, that's literally how simple it is for me now to just sell stuff. And this is how this one works. I'm calling it the hipster storage system. And now let me show you guys the one on my one plot base, that's where I got this idea from. Like, that's the first version. This is the second version, much better. The first version, like, it got stuck a lot. Just like so. Just drive straight in like that. This is off right now. That's fine. I can then just respawn my truck. That will fall down. I'll just turn this on. That will go in. Yep. I will go through the machine. Just like so. And it will appear right on top of the truck. Just like magic. Literally. Oh, that's like... Stone loads a bit weirdly, but there's not much I can do about that. Wood works the best with this somehow. Yep, that's just an example on how I can use this like super fast loader and unloader. That's so good. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Leave a comment on what you want to see next on Oaklands, what tutorial. I will be making an updated clock video on Oaklands, as well as the next video will be about making a literal vending machine on Oaklands that can restock itself and you can like sell stuff on it. And yeah, I think that will be really fun to make and also be a method to, you know, make money on the game. It's like a fully automatic shop that you can just leave it be, make sure you just restock it and it will work. So yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye. Oh, you have a gun.